allergies all my life. I'm 41 now, and when I was diagnosed with allergies, there was no such thing as the Anaphylaxis Campaign, and it was quite frightening.
My youngest boy now, who is 17, was diagnosed at the age of 3 months with milk allergy, and we've been using the Anaphylaxis Campaign. When they were children, there was nothing really to find about allergy, so it was a real godsend to me at that time to support me as a parent. But now as the boys have got older, I'm thrilled to see that they're getting involved.
It means a lot, provided support over the years while I was younger growing up. It's enabled my parents to have a better understanding of my allergies when I couldn't fully understand them myself, and supported me over the years, and so now I'm older myself, I can take care of them myself.
Anaphylaxis has helped us to kind of be positive about it and kind of live on with it.
When I was, as an allergic adult, a bit more confident, so I started from that point to be available for them, and essentially I'm so proud of what we've done in those 20 years. We've done an enormous amount on so many fronts.
"20 years of impact and progress that have brought major milestones in support of people with severe allergies in the UK. I'm very pleased that some of the co-founders of the charity are here tonight, and I want to thank you in particular for your insight and your vision that was often born out of difficulty, that was born out of challenge, that was born out of common ignorance. And in that 20 years, we've seen education, we've seen progress, we've seen great strides taken in the field of allergy in this country.
Really what we're here to do tonight is to explore and to talk about what the Anaphylaxis Campaign has meant to us, and perhaps it's meant different things to different people. I look on the campaign as a great tribute to my daughter Sarah, who I think most of you know was 17 when she died from a reaction to peanut, which was one of the catalysts that led to the formation of the Anaphylaxis Campaign. But since then the campaign has been a great passion of mine for around, for exactly 20 years, of course.
There's an enormous amount of work to do to just get the services better, to get everything integrated, to get everybody singing from the same hymn sheet. But of course, if you ask the family and the parents what they want, they say, my quality of life is awful. It's worse than type 1 diabetes, and that's a formal study that was done in Southampton that's shown that. And what that child wants is a cure. He wants somebody to work on changing the outlook for the future. And that leads on to Dr. Andy Clark from Cambridge, who has actually directly challenged that, and he's doing some spectacular research to really look at ways of changing the outlook for the future.
As John said, as clinicians we have half an hour, 45 minutes to cram everything in, from diagnosis to telling patients about the allergy, and then take a deep breath and shove them out the door and say we'll see you again in a year, because that's all my clinic can cope with. But of course the Anaphylaxis Campaign is there for the everyday backing up and enriching of the education, and I just want to say thank you to the campaign for that.
The Anaphylaxis Campaign began, and with David and the founder members has achieved an enormous amount, but as John has said, as Andy has said, there's still tons and tons to do, and we're working on that as hard as we can. I want to thank everyone who's worked so hard to make tonight a success.
In the first place, I don't suppose many of you have been talked to by someone aged 102. But one of the reasons I am president, I suppose, is that many years ago, in an experiment I was doing on myself, I caused severe anaphylaxis to myself and required 3 injections of adrenaline. So that got me interested in the anaphylaxis. I was an allergist, and so these things happen, and I am extremely honoured that I was made honorary president of the Anaphylaxis Campaign, and it's one of the things I always put in my CV, because I think it's so important, because they've done so much hard work telling people how to treat this disease.
I think one of the important things that's needed for the future is to get to make sure that people who are at risk of anaphylaxis know how to treat themselves, and if they're carrying adrenaline, to know how to use it, always to carry it with them, so that we can prevent some of these needless deaths.
A new idea, as it were, that the patient is treating themselves, but more and more this is happening. And now, of course, we've got Dr. Andrew Clark at Cambridge beginning to, at long last, desensitize patients with peanut allergy.
20 years is a long time in the life of allergy. Everything's changed, it's much more common. Allergies are much more complex nowadays, and the Anaphylaxis Campaign has responded to that. It's put on political pressure to increase funding for research and improve the organisation and increase its size. It's helped patients all those years. Personally, the Anaphylaxis Campaign has always helped me with my research, being able to reach out to patients with the condition, and that's been really important for us.
I found it really useful to be a member. I've learnt more from the Anaphylaxis Campaign than I have from any doctor, which is probably a sad thing to say, but it's true. And I'm proud now to help as a volunteer and support the campaign because I think it's really worthwhile.